So there was opportunity for participation through tasks that were given to individuals and groups.
Okay, so you will report back that papers were delivered and group members, participants were involved in discussion. Okay, so that's one thing that will be mentioned. What else? Is your group ready?
Administration. Then there was syndicate, communicate,
Any more? Let's take one more before we move on. One more. Feedback from one more group before we move on. One more group. Are you ready? Yes.
Yes. In that report, I think we have to emphasize.
Sorry?
We emphasize how the conference was organized, then our level of participation in the conference, papers that were presented in the conference, and then we look at other forms of board participation, which will include things like technical sessions, plenary sessions, and small sessions, then last but not least, community and that of the conference.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
I'll open the preamble. I'll open the preamble, the invitation, and our the participation was approved. Then we took to the conference, just briefly about that. Then the conference itself, I'll talk about the papers presented, then my level of participation, level of involvement. Then I'll go to observations, but the general, very general, then recommendation on how by involvement in those things that I saw that would be of benefit to my university, and then expression of appreciation to management.
Thank you. I think you've summarized what everybody said. Thank you. So let's move on. So most of the groups indicated that they would mention the papers presented, indicate their level of involvement. Remember, if the university is going to sponsor you, they don't expect that you will just go there and spectate, but they expect you will contribute meaningfully. And they talk about papers, participation, and then things like communique, etc., indications for future recommendations, and finally, of course, appreciation. Yes, thank you. So let's move on. Now, what needs to be communicated by whom? Report writing serves a particular function, therefore, the writer of a report must determine the role he wants to play within the particular situation. Remember, you are the man who is trying to recreate an event. You're trying to recreate paint or bring back an event to a reader who just reads and gets, hopefully, a picture of what you were trying to paint. Now, why do we need to communicate in report writing? It requires considering, one, the purpose of the message while you're writing the report, and then the desired effect the writer wants to achieve. What is your effect? What is the effect, that you want to achieve? So these are some of the crucial things that you need to consider as you prepare to write the report. Now, what should be communicated? This has implications for the choice of words and the style that you choose. The audience consideration is crucial. Audience analysis is very important as you write your report, because the audience analysis will determine, one, the approach that you will use, number two, the language that you will use, and finally the illustrations. It's possible that in your report you want to use graphic information, if you want to use tables, charts, pie charts, etc., etc. The audience will determine what you use for the report. Now, what needs to be communicated to whom? This has a relationship with the term of reference. As you are asked to write a report, there's usually a term of reference attached to it, except, of course, the report is not solicited. For instance, if you're sponsored to to attend a conference, I don't expect that the report will include that there will be a requirement for you to write a report. But out of courtesy, you write a report to your superiors. And this is what transpired. Thank you for the experience. So if the report is solicited, there's usually a term of reference. Now, terms of reference are the directives given to the report writer by whoever assigns or commissions the report. Now, this will usually be someone in authority, such as your boss or someone's superior. Now, the terms of reference revolve around one, the message, the audience, the purpose, and then the style or the scope. Now, note the example of terms of reference for a report presented below. Now, this is the title of the report. Report of the Monetary Committee on the renovation of junior staff quarters of the University of Kassala. This is not anywhere on the world map. Now, in terms of reference, one, to monitor and supervise the satisfactory completion of the contract for the renovation of the junior staff quarters of the University of Kassala. Number two, to present bi-monthly reports to the Director of Works and Vice Chancellor on the level of work done so far in order to facilitate effective and timely completion of the renovation. Before I move on, let's look at the language. You will notice that the language there is properly used. You have to monitor and supervise, blah, 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 and then to present, blah, blah, blah. Let's go on to the task. The task. It says, add a third term of reference to the list. Just so on. It may involve, now your term of reference, the third term of reference you want to generate may involve the need to give advice to the university management on issues capable of compromising the quality of the project and contract brief. Use the same grammatical form as you have in A and B, just so. So let's do that quickly in 1 minute. Are we done? Okay.